Welcome back. Our next guest is helping fill a gap in global supply chain. This segment sponsored by LaneAxis. Rick is the CEO, and he's joining me now to talk about how the company is providing solutions as the only direct freight network and supply chain marketplace. Hey, Rick, thanks for joining us. We appreciate your time.
Good morning, Jason. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So, Rick, give us some background on LaneAxis.
Yeah, so LaneAxis is a 10-year-old software company focused on initially building patents around a direct freight network. And today, we allow the smaller independent carriers to connect directly with shipper manufacturers so that they can contract, negotiate, and pay directly. And then we have a mobile app that connects to the network that tracks the load in real time. There's real-time communication directly with the driver. So really, it's just about providing efficiency into the transportation freight network and start to reduce some of the inefficiencies, the million trucks moving empty every day, and provide cost savings to the shipper and, quite frankly, additional revenue to the 97% of the industry, which is the smaller independent carriers.
Sure. And that term supply chain is something maybe that's come into the public perception even more over the past couple years. What are the current pressures on the supply chain, Rick?
Yeah, great point. And we did see that during the pandemic because, we could see the cargo ships backed up and at the same time the shelves were empty. And, the capacity is out there every day. There's just a gap in the supply chain, which is a communication gap, visibility into the network, knowing where the shipper is that has product that needs to be moved and knowing where the smaller independent carriers are in order for them to immediately connect, contract, and then move the freight in a more efficient way.
Yeah. How do smaller independent companies like you're describing, how do those companies gain collective power?
Well, they have to unify. They have to come together in a network because there's, over 1.5 million smaller independent trucking companies. And I think a lot of people don't realize that, and they can start to realize when they start to go up and down the roads or they go into various different locations and they look at the cab of the truck and it's a smaller independent, company. And so these are the backbone of the American economy is individual truckers that actually haul the freight. And so really what LaneAxis is providing is the network that allows these two entities that's involved in the transportation movement to come directly together.
Yeah, I like that. And I think you've already answered this next question well, but I'm going to ask you one more time anyway. In your words, how is LaneAxis reinventing the trucking industry?
Well, we have patents around building a direct network. So fundamentally, what are we talking about? We have an entity, a shipper manufacturer that needs to move product, and they're contracting and dealing directly with who's going to pick up and haul that product. And so the direct model is in all aspects of our life. We've experienced in it from movies to travel to stockbroker to everything else. It hasn't happened in shipping, in manufacturing, in the supply chain. And this is the next big movement. It's going to become more efficient and go direct.
Yeah, that's such great information. Maybe our viewers are interested in learning more. What's the best way we can learn about LaneAxis?
Yeah, go to LaneAxis.com. Feel free to email me, Rick at LaneAxis.com, and I'd be more than happy to answer any of the viewers' questions that they might have.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for taking the time today. We appreciate you.
Thank you for the opportunity, Jason.
Absolutely, yes. Yes, of course, and thanks to LaneAxis for sponsoring that segment.